Well, I'm happy to report that my dog is still alive. I don't know what happened. We can't figure it out. The dog, my little dog, Chewy, Chewbacca, is not a Wookiee. He's a ninja. He can get out of anything. Like, well, except for his crate at night. But just about anything else, like, he's really good at... We try to build these elaborate things to shut him off in a room so that we can keep an eye on him. And somehow, no matter what, I swear to God, he finds a way. Like, I think he teleports because it's insane. Sometimes all of a sudden he's upstairs. Well, that's what had happened. He'd snuck out of the living room while Carol was watching TV and ran up the stairs. Now, where he ended up, who knows? We think it was in Grayson and Griffin's bedroom because... Or it might have been the playroom. I can't remember. Oh, it was the playroom. Because when Carol went up there, there was pee in circles down the hall, like he had run in circles or something. So Toby, our cat, we thought, well, he must have whacked him or something like that. He was stuck in Gwen's room. So we have no idea. We were thinking maybe he got stung by a bee or a ghost. One or the other. I'd prefer a ghost over a bee, to be honest. But ghosts are cool. But it had to have been a bee because he yelped and yelped and yipped and all that and came running down the stairs. Now he's in his bed and he's not complaining. So that was the chaos that had just ensued. Like, that really made me scared for just a second. I was just like, what's happening? So it felt like something really bad was happening. Like one of the animals was dying or something. Whew. Anywho, okay. So that's $1,000. I mean, practical, I would catch up on bills, fix some stuff on my car, maybe replace the new... I tore down... We have a small roof, I told you the other night. I tore down all the... Actually, the trash guys here in Lynchburg are really good, so props to them, because they always take no matter what I put out there. And I may not have a sticker on my barrel or on a bag, but they'll still take it. They're just good guys. I tore down there, so I'd probably replace that. I'd love to put a door up there so you could actually go out onto that roof. Maybe when the kids get a little older, put slides coming down the side. Oh, that'd be awesome. If I tell Carol she'd be into that, we could do it. Alright, that's $1,000. We've spent enough time on $1,000. Alright, here's a pretty big leap for me, I think. $1,000 still is beyond that $100 point where you're like, oh, this seems a little sketchy. What's going on right now? $100, you can be like, well, maybe this guy's just awesome. So, at $1,000, the first question I would be like, or $10,000 would be, you know, where the hell did you get this money? Whose money is this? If it was something, but obviously we're approaching this on an angle that it's perfectly okay to have this money. So $10,000. Oh, okay, yeah, I'd just get a new car at that point. I mean, not like a new car, but I'd get something a little bit easier on gas. But still, I wish there was a way to get like an electric or a hybrid truck that wasn't too expensive. I'd really like to have a truck because I want to build a lot of things, and like I feel like I've gotten a little bit better at measuring and cutting and fastening the wood together. Not great, but enough that I think I could build like, you know, a fort or like a sandbox or something for the kids. I saw some cool plans, actually. Carol showed them to me earlier. Nonetheless. So yeah, a new car, or I would probably spend half to 3/4 of it on a new car. Then the remaining would be like, either go on vacation or do something around the house. Probably vacation. We haven't been on vacation since before Grayson was born. So we're going on 7 years. And I think we deserve a vacation. And the impractical thing that I would do with $10,000, I would get the sweetest guitar and amp. Just a perfect combo. I would travel around. I've got $10,000 to all music stores down in Tennessee and all that, just playing guitars. All the way down to like New Orleans. That would be fun. That would be awesome. I would love to film that. I would love to film taking, well, I guess it would have to be more than 10,000. Maybe not. you'd have to figure out what gas would be. Just to drive down to New Orleans and back and buy one guitar and amp combo that's just perfect together. I guess that'd be kind of hard, though, because you could play a lot of guitars on a single amp and love the amp, but not any of the guitars, and then you'd have to buy the amp and go to other stores and try to play guitars through it, or vice versa. So I guess the guitar would be easier to get first. Maybe you do it in 2 volumes. That would be awesome. Take like 10 grand, film a documentary. Yeah, let me get right on that. That would be a fun thing. So maybe not just buying a guitar and amp, but funding some kind of a trip to find the ideal one. I mean, I like my SG a lot. I'd probably get another SG, to be completely honest. I tried Telecasters, though. This fireworks going on right now. It's a celebration, but just in a little while it will be a celebration, because you know what? Let me just make sure I'm right. Oh, I am right. Tomorrow is May the 4th. Oh, we're gonna get something Star Warsy tomorrow. If we don't, I'm gonna be very disappointed, and I'll boycott this next movie. I won't. I would never do that. Please just give us something. So that's my $10,000 plan. Actually, I should upgrade that to $100,000 at this point for impractical. After $10,000, it makes sense to start thinking long term. Up to $10,000, there's enough repairs or bills that we could pay off with that kind of money that it wouldn't be practical to do anything else with it. So that would be $10,000. $100,000 though, that's where you're like, okay, I can catch up on all my bills, definitely. I can get a new car. And what I would do, first thing I'd like to do is pay off my mother's credit cards. Or if it was, we're almost at owing like $100,000 left on the house. So at that point, it would make sense to pay off the house. If there was enough there. That would be the first thing, and then we'd worry about credit cards later on. And the impractical thing, now this is, we're talking like, I said this last night too, this can be like very selfish and no one's going to question you on it. And I think this isn't unselfish, but not at all actually. I think you'd put $20,000 away for each kid, so at least they had something, which is nothing, but it's still something when there is nothing. So I think that would be the biggest priority. The impractical thing to do would be to spend about $33,000 on 3 new cars for me, Carol, and Gwen, and just get some crazy ass car, something nice. I mean, not crazy. It's only $30,000 really, but you know, just something new and nice. Something new would be nice. So that's my $100,000. I don't know, both of those aren't really very impractical. Okay, so here's the last one I really want to talk about, because after this, it's just I think you've got to know me well enough what I would try to do with money, with that kind of money at least. I pay off all, with $1 million, I'd pay off all bills and house, and I would save for the kids, obviously. I'd pay off like all my closest friends' mortgages. Well, we're talking about $1 million. I'd do what I could. You know, Corey and Nicole, I'd be like, boom, your house is paid for. No, you're taking it. Travel with the family. I think that would be a really fun thing to do, and ultimately end up at some point in something small out in either California or Colorado, Oregon, or New Hampshire. Yeah, I think that would be my $1 million. Like, travel, definitely, because then we could just take like a world tour or something. I don't know if you can do that for $1 million, actually. Probably not nowadays. Yeah. So when you get past that point, like I think I said 100 million, then I said $1 billion. Like 100 million, I would buy an island most likely, and start a commune. Yeah, that's definitely what I would do. There would definitely be a landing strip there though, so that you could go to the mainland and resupply and stuff like that. You know, if when you start talking about $1 billion, then I start talking about making changes, like changes that get noticed. Like, I think with money, you get noticed. Like, if this billionaire suddenly showed up on the scene, now we're moving on to billions, obviously, and was just like dropping down like $1 million tip somewhere or something. Like, I'd love to reward, like, do as much as I could to get back to everyone that I felt now the same way I do as if I had $1 billion. Like, I think I would want to do the action. It's like, put your money where your mouth is at that point, and I think that's what I'd like to do, is like start some kind of an organization with, with $1 billion. You could really do something, that would help people for generations and generations and generations. Like, that's how I see money. I don't see money as something you collect and hoard and buy yachts and mansions. I just, therein is the principal fact of money. Like, this wasn't intended to be my point all along, but money does one of two things to people. It allows them to do things to help out and still live a very comfortable life for them and their family. But it allows you the opportunity to help people who need help. Like, I think when you talk to people on $1 billion level, like, and I know, like, Snowball, Bill Gates and Warren Worthington, Archangel, Angel, Warren Buffett had donated half of their fortune to some charities. I honestly don't even know what it was. I'd have to look it up to tell you, but I was just like, that's they're doing, even if it didn't affect me personally, it was a cause that they believed in, supported, and put their money where their mouth was. Whereas a lot of people will just say, this is my money, I don't have to do that. Like, and just be so selfish about it and hoard it and be able to, put aside, save, small countries in Africa or something. Like, when you get that kind of money, you better start helping, man. That's just bad karma waiting to happen. That's why we have no money. No. I just don't think there's enough people out there like that. No, they're out there. They're definitely out there, and I know you guys are them too. But like, I think a lot of people I know would do that. Most people would certainly take care of their family first. I would do that. I'd set it up that Grayson, Griffin, Gwen could live the same way we lived with that kind of money. Invest some of it for them or whatever. But after that, they can manage the money for their children. I don't have to leave money for their children and their children's children. Like, if I've taken care of my children, maybe my grandchildren, I don't know. Probably not. Like, they've got enough money now to reinvest in their next generation. So, but I think that makes sense. I don't know. If I had $1 billion. So, if anybody knows where I can get $1 billion, let me know, and I'll spot you. Hey, I'll spot you $100 on the street. Wouldn't that be fun, huh? Just take $100 and write down Road to 40 on them, hand them out to people. I think I'd get a little bit of a following then. Alright, so everybody send their $100 bills to this address. Just kidding. I'm really kidding. I'm really kidding. I just wonder about people that do have money like that. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if they do things that we just don't hear about. Like I don't know. But nonetheless, I've gotten off topic. I'm almost on to the topic of what I wanted to talk about a little more seriously. Yeah, it's fireworks. Maybe they're celebrating May the 4th. Or it's war. Come to hell to Frogtown. Well, let's call this one, because we've clearly gone over my under 10 minutes. This is probably canon. So, you guys have a great night. As you know, I've been doing these little subscribes at the end of the video just to let you guys know that I'm not going to, after a while, not mention anymore. It's just for people who haven't, and it's easier than mentioning it and carrying on like I just did for like the last 20 seconds. Carrying it on my mouth. Whew. do your best to make somebody smile tomorrow. Maybe they're a billionaire and they want to give you $100 bill. I don't know. Probably not, but can't hurt. It's a little more, a little less, you know, a little more selfish maybe. Anywho, have a great night, guys. Thanks for always coming back. Moving on to 44 tomorrow night. I'm going to do a third one. We'll see what happens. I don't know what we're going to end up with. Last night, I don't think it made it out the door. It just went downhill quick. I think I tried it like 3 or 4 times, too, because I was just listening to music, drawing, and having fun. But when I try to do other things, like within a few moments, maybe if I had another camera here that was filming this, I would be more conscious of it. But, yeah, here I go again. So have a great night. Let's make the world spin a little happier, and here's to a few more tomorrows, my friends. Down the long road to 40. 322 to go. Alright, have a good night. Sorry, bye.